right.
This right here is we know Ords. I did a project with him. We had to do two final projects, one of them being an interview project with someone like documentary style, and then the other was just do whatever you want. So I pitched this idea with Ords, like, hey, would you like to do an interview? Because I wanted to get better at like lighting and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, would you like to like do an interview maybe at your place? Because like Ords is like one of the few people that's like not too far from where I live, of like the people we like talk to. All right, for starters, with this film, I did a project with Ord's Board, who some of you might know, some of you might not. You can check out his channel. I believe it's oh God, I think it's Ord's World now, because YouTube has kind of been a bitch to him, unfortunately, which sucks. But you know, we even sort of talk about it a little in this interview process about like the ups and downs of YouTube and Twitch, and like just talk about streaming in general. Like talking to like this is good for like those who are like actually like into like wanting to get into this stuff if you want to.
Yeah. Perfect.
So that's what this is about, and yeah.
All right. Well, let's tackle this puppy. It's green screen. Got set up.
Yep.
Lights, camera, action.
That was the entire point of this sequence. You just read my mind, man.
Yeah. I had a Power Rangers desktop.
Oh yeah.
Saw that. Can't flash that by me. Product placement. Pepsi.
Oh, my name's Ords, and I'm a content creator / streamer. And yeah, I'm just an average guy, man, who likes to play video games and hang out with his friends. You wouldn't expect it to be this, but talk radio. Hearing the same music on the radio, looking for something different to listen to on the radio. Started listening to more podcasts, and then it evolved from listening to podcasts to doing a podcast with a good buddy of mine. We kind of dabbled in starting a channel. I was pretty much doing everything, which was fine, but it's like, well, I just kind of want to get myself out there, right? Try my own thing. Been grinding ever since. So that's kind of how I got into it. Growing up in the 90s, man, it was literally the pinnacle of what, being a kid was all about. You had the introduction of Saturday morning cartoons, where I think, as a child growing up with like the X-Men animated series, the Spider-Man animated series, the Power Rangers, having that and growing up with that, we had the best childhood of all time, man.
Yeah.
The best childhood of all time. And honestly, like, stay young in your heart is kind of why I'm into the pop culture stuff. I love movies, of course, love comic books, toys, all that stuff. I mean, what happens when you don't grow up and you have money? You buy a lot more toys. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh yeah,
that's just why I love the pop culture stuff, both streaming and content. The positives and negatives. There's a lot of positives and negatives to it, because at first it's like a rush, especially when you get people watching, you get people interacting with your chat. It's very exciting, but then like me as an individual and who has been doing YouTube for 4 years and Twitch for over a year, being demonetized on YouTube is a huge down. There's all these different factors that are involved in it. Like, one day you could be monetized on YouTube, the next day you could be demonetized for something that you didn't even do.
Yeah, like it's basically called the soft business system, essentially. If you are trying to make money on YouTube, because they can change their rules at any time, it's a fragile system, essentially, where if you put all your eggs into that basket, I mean, you better hope you actually have another basket with some eggs, because you could be perfect, and you could probably be one of their sweethearts, and then they could change a few rules, or you do something you don't know triggers the problems, step on a landmine, and then all right, you're gone. All right, whatever.
Yeah, and another thing, I feel like, honestly, some people your average person in the world might think that this is a stupid topic, like YouTube and Twitch, but like, but like the way like I pitched it to him and the idea of it, and just the overall like craft of what I wanted to do with it. Like, I think there's more importance to it than maybe some people think, because it's like, you know, this is like one of the more popular things, and for some people, especially me, I don't do as much YouTube now because I got real life stuff going on, and I just sometimes I just can't commit to YouTube like that alone, and plus the algorithm just changes constantly to the point where, like, I remember like making a Cobra Kai video. It was like the first one I did, and I got more views on that than any other video I did. I was like, oh my God, I got to make more Cobra Kai videos. So then I made another one that didn't do shit for some reason. And I think that's because, you know, it wasn't as popular anymore, because, you know, Netflix just.
I don't even know about that, man. I mean, you could talk about some older films and ones that are rare, and those can still get hit sometimes. Like those can still be good and relevant regardless of if it's current, you know.
Well, that's different. I'm just saying, like, you gotta really like play with, like, you gotta really play with or juggle around and stuff. Because what I mean is, like, because you know how Netflix does the binge model, for example. Like, they just release all of the Cobra Kai episodes.
So if you want to cover it, you got to be quick to cover it because it's all there, rather than if you have a week and there's only one episode for everybody to watch, then that's a little different.
If they did it bi-weekly, I guarantee you, like it would have like people making more videos of that, it would have like gone up a lot.
Would have lasted 2 more months.
Exactly. Like it would have lasted. Compared to, like, it's like, oh, after 1 week, it's like, no.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Pretty much everybody was done because we all talked about the whole thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, even like, it just depends on the topic you got to tackle on. So that's why I just didn't do it. To me, it just felt like bullshit.
Yeah, you would be right. I mean, literally, dude, I made another YouTube channel as well. One I didn't advertise that much to everybody, but because a couple of videos on my channel did really high, because I covered a different variety of film topics, and one of them was on damsels in distress. And that got like 60,000 views at the time. I think it's like 80,000 now. And I was like, okay, I did another video with a slightly different type of topic with that genre, and that got a lot of views as well. And I was like, okay, let me see if I can make a channel with that. The channel ended up getting 3,000 subscribers within a year, and a video reached 100K. A couple of videos were over 50 and 60K. Every video would get at least to 1,000 within 24 hours. And, you know, some would be hit or miss between the 5 to 15,000. But then it also got deleted like a few months ago. And it was just like, well, why? Oh, well, it said that some of the stuff was graphic, so. But I was like, but you approved for monetization and everything, and I did all the checks and copyrights and whatever. Like, it was all good. And then deleted.
Yeah.
And I was making almost $100 a month on that channel. It was just like, just from ad revenue. Man. And it was just like, are you kidding me? Just gone. And I tried to look for the reasons and everything, and it could be anything or none of them. Like, I have no idea.
See that, I remember you telling me that story, I think, once. And that right there is another example of why I don't do as much YouTube, because there are some people, like, I'm on the physical media show with Greg and Tom on Greg's channel,
Fanzine and Midnight's Edge. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Midnight's Edge After Dark, to be specific. Right. Midnight's Edge is also Andre and all those other guys. Right. And you know, some people in chat are like, oh, Runner doesn't do as much YouTube. I'm like, yeah, there's a reason why I don't. I hate to say it this way, but I have a life that I gotta, you know, take care of.
It's the kind of thing where if you put more energy into YouTube and it doesn't get you very far, then you're pretty much doing the definition of wasting time.
Exactly.
And if you don't feel like it's because of your passion for something anymore, then that's also more pointless. Sometimes if you have the passion for doing it, then I think that's a little different and more justified with your time that you're using. But if it's like just to hit anything and it's not working, then it's like just you'd rather do things more useful with your time.
Yeah, because it's like it's like the thing is like I would do more YouTube, but like I have a job, I have an education going on now, so having those two alone is like, yeah, I'm not gonna have enough time for YouTube.
Yeah, if you're gonna be on YouTube, you want to do something fun.
Yeah, if I didn't do a lot of those things, I mean, if I had a job, like if I just had a job and like if I didn't have school or whatever, like I would do more YouTube probably. Another problem is just my internet connection here is like really bad, and I need to move somewhere else, and I will in the next like few years.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So it can be rough. So this is a good topic for a video.
So
relevant to a lot of people.
Yeah. So like I would do YouTube and I might do YouTube in the future. It's just not anytime soon.
Yeah, and I mean that's part of the thing too is that if people are, if it's too much work, I mean that's the thing that I don't think a lot of regular people get is that YouTube isn't. Some people that do YouTube, it is pretty simple where they just vlog and upload. Like it took them 7 minutes to make the video and 7 minutes to, like that's it. Like they made the video and they upload it and then that's where it goes. With other videos and depending on how you do it, there's scripting, editing, getting footage, filming stuff. Getting other people, looking for rides, thumbnail stuff. You guys probably heard this 1,000 times by other people. Checking to make sure songs aren't going to get struck, and trying to make sure that whatever you make fits within YouTube's rules. That is an unknown algorithm of rules that you have to guess, hope they work.
You got to type in all these. You got to type in all these damn tags to help out your video, and it's like. I mean, I remember starting to do more tags and stuff because that's some of the advice I was given.
Sometimes they matter, it seems, and sometimes they don't seem to matter at all. It's
exactly that's the problem. It's like some of them matter and some of them don't. It's great because like I do have an app in my YouTube like account, like kind of like keeping track of like which ones are popular, which ones are not, type of thing. Like ones that will give you the traction, which ones not so much. So that's like a good metric to go off of. I think TubeBuddy is the one I use. So that's a good tool. Good. That's a good tool.
True.
That's a good tool to use if you're a YouTuber.
True.
There'll be days that you don't feel
but yeah, let's continue watching this.
But if you want to succeed, those are the days that you have to push yourself and force yourself to do it. Being aware of how you feel about it, I think is super important. And it'll help you curb those times that are down. Like I remember when I was demonetized, I think I was only monetized for like 3 months. We're talking 3 years of work for only 3 months of like, that goal. And that's a big goal for YouTubers is like monetization, and it's not about the money, but it's about the goals, especially for me. Like I just love creating content. I love streaming. I love interacting with the chat and providing true escapism. And I think those are the moments where you really get the highs, right? Where you're really soaring, where everybody's just clicking. Things are good. The conversation's good. Everybody's laughing. The chat's interacting. I mean, my goal is to provide that every single time. And I go to streams when I'm feeling down. That's where I go to get out of those downs, right? So I get down because of the content, but I use the content to bring me back up. So it's a ride. Circle. It's rough. It's not easy making content, dude. Forcing yourself to do something every day because algorithms and these things that's what they want. They want you to make content. The more work you put into it, the more results you're going to get. That's just plain and simple. It's not a get rich quick scheme unless you do have that one video that pops right away and maybe something comes from that. There's ups and downs on all ends of it. Find what you love about it, do that, and try not to stress about the other stuff.
Damn, son.
I will say this: if you're looking to get rich, that's not the way to do it. People they recognize fake. They know when somebody's being fake. A good streamer or a good content creator is honest with who they are, honest with their audience. Whereas you have the mainstream who edits and hides a lot of different stuff, and people are tired of that. They want realism. They want people that they can relate to, and I think that's a huge reason as to why these things are popping off with the streaming and Twitch and YouTube. I want to provide people with true escapism. So it just depends on what you want to do. Is it worth it? What do you want out of it? Is it worth it to you as an individual? Do you want all the subscribers or do you want to just create content that's good and means something to you? Do you want to just document your life? Do you want to, what do you want to do with it?
That's the part that gets tricky too, because even if your intention at first is to just document your life or something, or to just have videos up there for fun, the more interactions you get feels good. So you kind of want to do the same thing to duplicate that effect. And then you end up start like pursuing to get that.
Sorry, my internet's crapping out.
Ever felt passionate about something like this before when it comes to work or when it comes to
I don't know if you heard what I said before. I said that sometimes it can start out where you're like vlogging your life or you're making videos that are for fun at first, but then when more people interact with you and they, you get more likes, you get more comments, sometimes you'll end up maybe chasing that high of like, oh, well, the more of this I post, the more interactions I can get. So if I make videos that are like this, then that'll get more people to comment again or something. And I feel like that's where some people end up going when they didn't intend to.
Yeah, definitely.
Of investment. For the first time in my life, I found some kind of drive. You know what I mean? I've done a lot of different jobs in my life, but none that I've been passionate about. So if you are passionate about making content, if you love this whole editing process, computers, like if you like learning and creating and making cool stuff, like, yeah, it's totally worth it. It's satisfying. It's not just, again, for money. It's not just for subscribers, but it's an outlet to displace creative energy. You know what I'm saying? And
oh yeah,
there's content for everything out there, man. Like literally put yourself out there because nobody will ever discover you if you don't. So set goals for yourself.
True.
When you get discouraged, don't let that
if you never pay for a lottery ticket, you'll never win the lottery ever.
You keep pushing. I mean, literally, that is my biggest advice. On those moments that you're discouraged, keep fighting, keep doing it, even when you hate it, because eventually you're gonna love it again. You're gonna break through that feeling that like, oh, this isn't for me thing. Because the biggest thing is people will do it for a while, not get anything, and then quit doing it. But then you have channels out there who've been doing it for 6 years with no viewers, and then hit it big, and now they've got 3,000, 300,000 subscribers. So my advice is don't quit. Just keep pushing. No matter how many views you got, don't look at it as I only have 2. Look at it as, damn, 2 people came and spent time at my videos. And set goals for yourself. Honestly, those are the biggest things. Set goals and try to achieve those goals.
Well said.
Get out of here with that shit. Come on.
Come on.
The fuck? Oh, gold lever action my ass. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry. What a fucking asshole, man.
Nice words there. Nice indeed. That was good. That was good. Yep, good topic. Very relatable to our sphere, especially.
I did do a final cut for this video, but I'm not too satisfied with that because I kind of fucked it up, and it was weird because I had lost all that footage. Actually,
oh no.
So I went through I was struggling to like edit the final cut for some reason, so I had to use the rough draft link, and like I was like putting in some music that Ords had made for me, but I kind of fucked up the music to make it fit, but I actually I didn't make it as good. He wasn't even satisfied with it, so I told him yeah, sorry, I tried to experiment a little bit and it didn't work as well.
Backfired.